の分身です何の情念か目をこすってみる影が2つ伸びてそしてまたも怖がる
Alright, hello everybody who's watching this video. This is Saya, and this is a I guess behind the scenes of the entry of my group for CXCB round 1, which is the song called Dear Doppelganger, or also known as Haikei Doppelganger. And if you haven't noticed yet, it has original instrumentals made by me. Yay! And I'm kind of like showing you how this is actually made. So please enjoy. It's my first time making a video like this, so I hope I can explain everything necessarily and also very clear to you guys. So let's start off with the instrumentation. Let's take the original for a second. Let me see if the volume is a bit, or is it very loud? I'm not sure. Check for sure. I think I turned down already. Which 5. Yeah, it's already turned down. Okay. Okay, so that's the original, and let's start from the very beginning, the intro. So, the intro, you have like this weird noise, like that. Actually, I haven't done exactly what they have done to recreate the noise, but I actually did 2 things to recreate this, and that is adding a reverse symbol to recreate that high frequency feeling of the reverse effect, because I think it's a reverse effect, but I'm not sure. And then also a reverse drum hit from the taiko for a bit low, like reverse low effect. Which, if you combine both of those, you get this. And that's the intro sound for this instrumental. Other than that, if you listen to the original again, it's a very dry mix. It's very dry. Well, if I were to make an actual recreation of these instrumentals, I would have done it very dry as well. But since I also thought like let's add a bit of like flavor or originality to it, I instead like decided to make the mix a little bit more wet, also to match the mixing of the instrumentals a bit more. Because like these kind of songs are way too dry in my opinion. Like I don't like my songs that dry. So we add a little bit of wetness on the master. That's about all the wetness I did, and then also an imager. It's like stereo enhancer. So what's the result? So let's do it without first. Get that's without, and this is with the reverb and imager. Alright, but because I also have like the original, like the entry version here, I'm gonna explain most of these things without effects on the master at least. Because it also influences the how this track sounds. And I want to use this track as a reference as well for some things I have done. So, we have this intro part, which is this melody, which is used a lot by the way in this song. Like, it's used over here, it's used over here. In a different way, it's also used over here. So it's used like in a lot of parts. Arranging this song, by the way, didn't take that long. It was just mostly annoying because I had to figure out like the melodies. I'm not good in melodies, so that's a bit of my weak point. For this part, it's very simple. It's not that difficult actually. So because it's a pretty aggressive song, and I want to have that aggression. Like, I still want that aggression in this arrangement. I decided to use 2 rhythm guitars and 1 lead guitar for this arrangement. I could have used distortion on it as well, more distortion, but I think how it sounds right now is fine. Other than that, you have like a layered melody, which is this lead guitar. Let me get it real quick, like this. And this is layered with the saw, with a saw sound, which sounds like this. This kind of sound, by the way, you will hear it throughout the whole song. Maybe you have noticed it, but it is almost throughout the whole song. So what you get if you combine those two, you get this nice layer of high frequency doing the melody. And the only thing that's really annoying about this is you can hear like the pickup from the guitar, like, because it's a sample, of course. That's the only real annoying thing, but I guess you can mask that away with the guitars. As for the guitars, both rhythm guitars are basically playing the same melody, which is this. Give me a second. Bass doing basically the same. I haven't showed that part with the rhythm guitar. It's like this. Alright. For the drums, I kept it very simple because the original, like, it starts very slow. And that's slow. Like this. Okay, think about this here. So, if you haven't noticed it, the drums actually, the drums and the guitar follow a little bit of a different rhythm. The guitars follow mainly a like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 rhythm. So but drums go a little bit different. And I'm actually not sure anymore if it's like that in the original. I think it is actually. Um, everything again. So yeah, okay. So for parts like these, for these drum parts, please save yourself the trouble and just improvise a little bit. Like these are like these kind of parts are like the parts you can make something a bit more unique. Try to make it sound like similar, but don't try to copy it. First of all, these kind of drum solos, unless you're a drummer, you will have like a lot of trouble figuring out what exactly is being hit every time. And second of all, in general, if you like, in my opinion, if you're doing like an instrumental remake, and there's already an original instrumental version of the song, I think you should try to make it like a little bit more your style. You shouldn't try to literally copy the original instrumental. Like try some stuff out. I would say like don't try to be like the original. Okay, so I guess that's this part. So everything combined, it sounds like this. Oh, I got. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the intro. And then a verse. First one, yeah, okay. I skipped it a little bit fast. This part. Let's listen to the original first. So. Oh, hold up. Okay, so this part. Very repetitive, actually. So, and I don't like repetition, so I tried some stuff out as well. So it's basically this. Yeah, another thing, like these guitar riffs, improvisation again, like unless you're like pitch perfect, don't go through the trouble and figure out pitch perfect which notes are being played. Saves a lot of time, a lot of trouble, a lot of pain. Don't do it. Try to make something that sounds similar. Usually you can achieve that by following like the rhythm of the notes. So you don't have to be pitch perfect, but the rhythm has to be like similar. Usually you get like a similar result. So what did I do? This guitar. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. This is fun. This is quite a interesting to talk about. So now for this part, the rhythm guitars, both rhythm guitars are playing a little bit differently. And the reason why I did this is to create a little bit of a how to explain this. So if both guitars were to play like the same melodies or same rhythm, now it's called melodies actually, the same melody, it will get very tiring very quickly. Like it's like this little bit of variation. Like this guitar goes to like a sharp G, while this guitar stays on B. And this little variation gives it doesn't sound like a huge deal, but it really helps with the overall impression of the song. So you can. I believe the left guitar is playing like the while the right guitar is like like it's playing the same notes over. Then this part, there's also a like this also on purpose because this creates like that bit of variation. It's like this little passage over here because in like throughout the song it's the left guitar, like it's this guitar who's like doing the interesting melodies and stuff, and then in this part you switch it up to the other guitar. So what you get is, if you listen, like if it didn't, like I don't know how or what, but like if I listen to this, it catches my attention. It attracts attention. Like it's like, oh, that's something different. That's something I did not expect, and that's something you should play around with as a composer. Like do unexpected stuff to keep the attention of the listener. So yeah, then you have this part. Oh. Yeah, it's basically repeat, and then you have like this guitar riff over the rhythm. As for bass, nah, just a simple bass line, nothing too difficult. Like I personally not a big fan of writing the bass, honestly. So usually I keep those very simple. Drums not too difficult either. We silence them. These are the drums. They loop after 2 bars, basically. that's the drums in this song. Other than that, there's not too much to say about this part. Later in this song, it gets more exciting. Oh yeah, actually, let me talk about these things for a second. So these first symbols. This sound, or this kind of sound, is often used as like a transition tool. So whenever there's like a new part coming up with this, yeah. So it doesn't feel as unexpected as like if I just mute this. Like for somebody who doesn't know the song, it's just as like a indication, like, oh, we're going to a different part of the song now. Other than that, let's see. That's all actually. So this part, personally, I love it really a lot. Like it's actually pretty simple. Not gonna lie, but oh, that's like so. For this part, you have heard it a little bit already. But it's basically like all like the guitars playing like this low riff. Okay, so for the next part, for the chorus, because the chorus has like a few interesting things, and if you listen to the entry, like there's some stuff I actually added to the chorus to give like a little bit of extra like flair to it, so it doesn't sound like the original. So this is the original. Actually, I need to turn this up a little bit because there's something I want to mention about this as well that maybe not everybody knows. Okay, that's the chorus. And this is our entry version. Let's see if it sounds as clear. Oh wait, the effects are on, aren't they? Oh no, they aren't on. It sounds. Okay, so there's one very important thing about this chorus that makes this chorus sound like this, and like it's very hidden in the original, and I think it's a bit more clear, but quite hidden as well in the entry version. But it's this little thing over here, the super saw, and it goes like this. And I was actually surprised when I listened closely to the instrumental that there was like a counter melody to the vocals as well. So that got me quite. That was quite surprising, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a nice thing to play around with." The synth goes crazy, by the way. So like, there's like a little bit of improvisation as well. So this is how the whole thing sounds. Guitars playing a little bit different from each other. Variation very important. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Bass quite simple. Mostly everything is following like this. Like regarding rhythm, everything is followed like this progression. And then a little bit of variation here and here. It's mainly just this progression, and then the end is like do 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 do. Drums. Not much variation in them actually. It's mostly just this actually. There's probably more though, but I was not bothered to find out like the exact drum pattern. Again, like don't feel too bothered by it. It's not worth the hassle to figure it all out, in my opinion. Especially since you're like in a quite short time frame to make these instrumentals. Um, let's see, anything else I want to mention? Yeah, about the entry. So we have ad-libs, and so but we had like yeah, a little bit of story time, but we had like a point where we were considering to not add ad-libs to the chorus because they felt too overwhelming, and like then the mains would sound way too overpowering because it's like the same melody and then like in different layers. So I was like, yo, why don't you make like the ad-libs of no harmonies actually? Why don't you make harmonies based on the counter melody of the song? So instead of the like you make a counter melody on this. Where's the supersaw there? So you get this. Oh, and make like a harmonies on that. And yeah, we did, and I hope at least it sounds really good. In my opinion, it really works well because there is already a counter melody, so it should be able to harmonize with the main melody as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about like the harmony there. Um, okay, after chorus, nothing special actually. Okay, for this part, as you can see, I named it Pain because this was such a pain to make because I had to do sound design. Yay. Well, for most part, I was using presets, but I did a little bit of sound design. So if you don't know the song, it's this part in the original. So I had to recreate the sound as well. And I was like, nah, hell no, I'm not gonna do that. So I looked at some presets and I found this one. This was the preset I used here. Which has like that, um, like that kind of sound. What else did I use for this part? Oh yeah, Tone Noise Maker. So this program here, it's a very basic like synthesis tool. Um, I'm not going too deep in synthesis because like I'm gonna be live. Like I didn't know even what I was doing, but it's like this sound. It's that sound. Um, it was supposed to be to be the thing that was that thing, but I was like, I can't find it anywhere. At least in that tempo, the others were like too fast or too slow or too low pitch or anything. So I was like, oh fuck it, I will make one myself, which I did, and I feel like these kind of things is what makes a instrumental like more unique. So I didn't really mind. I hope nobody minds me playing around with sound synthesis. Yeah, I love this thing. So but this is how it sounds in the entry. Yeah. Now we're gonna speed through this because, again, as I mentioned before, it's a very repetitive song. The only new thing about this part is like the reminds me a little bit of Eye of the Tiger, not gonna lie. Rinse and repeat again. Same for chorus 2, like we're repeating stuff now again. And here comes the bridge. If you have worked with me before, or you know me, you know I love those instrumental breaks, the bridges. I love them so much. Alright, so first this part. If you notice it, it's very heavy. It's really heavy, really low heavy. Like, it makes a difference. The cymbals, it makes a difference. Oh yeah, fun thing about this. So I didn't know until I listened really closely, but there is an organ in this song. And it goes something like this. Like, this is not Bridge Perfect again, but it's similar. Transition. Like, let me get the original again. Maybe you can hear it. And if you heard it, now you can't unhear it anymore. So yeah. Again, those cymbals really matter. Like, again, cymbals were on track. Again, a guitar solo, improvise, go ham. Like, that's basically the song's guitar solo to shine. So that's another fun thing I want to bring up on, is the ad-libs. So a collaborative effort between me and Silver for this part. It was mostly me just doing random notes, and then Silver like lined out everything. like to make it fit into like the final version in our entry. I hope you like them, because I really do like them. And the reason why I added this part is because in the original, it's like just like this whole thing for, let's see how I'm bad at counting, like for at least 20 bars. Like no, no, no. Try to make something interesting. Like that's how you keep like people listening to your song, because of these little bit of interesting parts. And before you ask, yes, I could have used instruments for this, but vocals just attract more attention naturally. So, ad-libs, yeah. Okay, this next part, the final chorus, also something I really like a lot, but I feel like very few people make it really shine. I would say final chorus, it's like the finale. Make it sound grand, or make it sound like it's really the end. Although they kind of did, by doing like this dun, this. And then it repeats again. So, meh in my opinion, but like, because I feel like I did already like a lot of original stuff in this arrangement. I feel like, okay, let's stick with the original for now. They did something, fine with me, I accept it. So. Nothing special about this part apart from that little bit of info. Okay, the after chorus, the outro, basically. Another thing I want to mention, that I did something a little bit different from the original. Although I feel like this. Okay, never mind. So this is the activation. And I was like, nah, we're not gonna repeat the same thing again. So we changed the rhythm a little bit up over here. That's the outro. This pattern, by the way, so 116 on the kicks, and then on the 1, 2, 3, 4, the snare and the crash or hi-hat or whatever. Very commonly used in metal as well, because it just feels good. All I can say about that. Outro from our entry. Basically, yeah. I really like the ad-libs. I really like the fact that Silver took my suggestion as well, because something like this. Try to rewrite them real quick. So, hey, why not working? Oh, I know. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm not. I'm really terrible with pitch. But it's just like I can kind of explain what I was doing there, because like I wrote like the bass lines and then Sil just adjusts again, because he has like much better pitch perception than I do. So she fixed my amateurish ad-lib work. So what basically happened, like you have like this, and then what I did basically to give it like a little bit of a relief feeling, I guess, like I was going for. And that is like every layer, every note like has like a different interval they are taking. So I think it was something like this. I'm not sure. No, basically I can't really explain it really well. I think I have the like the adlib random adlib project somewhere lying, but like so some people would do this sport like to finish off like a song. Like so instead of like playing floating around with the melody, they try to bring like go up all the time. So da 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 da, and then like in the end they finish with like high note or something, or they go down. But for this song or for this arrangement, I thought like maybe it would be nice to let the melody float a little bit. And what this effect, what this sometimes creates is like a feeling of like when is it gonna end? Like it feels like the melody wants to go some direction, but you don't know which direction it's going. I really like that effect. It's like playing a little bit again with the listener's mind. If you think about it in music, at least. I know some people are like, I listen, I'm like, yes, this is good music. Now some people give thought about why something is written in a certain way. Um, Other than that, there's the organ. I didn't use all these instruments by the way. Like it was more trying out some stuff. Um, yeah. In general, a like instrumental wise, a very simple song actually. It's not that difficult. Like it's not as difficult as like a certain arrangement looking at a certain uh certain instrumental I have done a few like a while ago. Um let's see, do I have anything else to say? Yeah, basically sometimes in music simplicity is the best. Like don't try to overcomplicate things. Because if you might notice already, like in the entry, the instrumentals might already sound overpowering compared to the vocals. But it might be like based, like it might be just preference as well. But try to find that balance between vocals and instrumentals. If you like do a project where you want like vocals over instrumentals, it's really important to balance these things out. Because in the end, each vocal is an additional instrument, basically. And if you work together with like, I don't know how many, like 6 vocalists in this project, in this entry, 6 vocalists, that is like additional 6 instruments, quote unquote. You have to like, you have to consider like, um, or take in consideration when arranging. Like, yeah, I would like to add the violin to this or something, but then it would be too much. And especially since we have like this saw and the lead guitar, which were included in the original. Like initially, I wanted to leave the synth out, but I feel like nah, it's just too iconic to this song. Although it might not sound like it, it's really the synth is really important for the song. The counter melody makes the chorus. If you remove that, it wouldn't be the same. And mainly because it's a counter melody, it's very unique, and it's something you will hear. Like you won't notice it when you hear it, but you will notice it when you don't hear it. Whereas for like the guitars, like they're basically playing the same melody, you can leave one out. um, yeah, again, not too difficult. I think the hardest part about this song was mainly the tempo. So, like figuring out the notes and rhythm was pretty harsh. And no, actually, no, hardest part of the song. This, oh, this part, like that was definitely the hardest part of the song. I was stuck like for almost a day to do this part. Um, but yeah, the reason why this song is pretty simple to arrange is because there's a lot of repetition. First one is basically like these are almost literal copies, except for like in verse 2 you have to transition to the, oh no, not verse 2, chorus 2 you have to transition to the bridge, and for chorus 3 or here 2 has 2 dot 2, you have like this intro that's a little bit different. Other than that, very similar. Same goes for the intro, the after chorus one, and the outro. Also very similar, except for outro for the second and for the third time. there's like a key change. Verse is also very similar, like except for the first part of the second verse. So a lot of repetition. Basically, if you have this done, you basically have the whole song done, actually. So I wasn't too worried about it. Like I first was worried because like the instrumental break between the second like the first chorus and the second verse, because I was like really stuck on that part. Other than that, it's very doable. Um, Sing wise, I have heard from people it's very difficult song to sing. I'm sorry for my CB mates that have I had to actually sing on this song. But I just thought like, oh, this song fits the theme really well, and I personally like this song a lot as well. So yeah, that's in a nutshell how I made the arrangement for the song. And I wish I could do like the same, like this kind of video for my Athlon entry, but sorry, I still have to stay hidden. Although some people actually know who I am actually already. So the I will make those when the CP is over. So yes, I will make them, but not yet because I can't. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below. I will try to answer them. You can also DM me on Discord or something on Twitter. I don't know. I don't care. I would love to help, or maybe talk a little bit about the whole process. If you haven't, you can listen to the entry. I will link it in description as well. Please listen to them. Everybody worked really hard on it. I think it's an amazing final product we have produced as Contrarian. This is it for the video for now. And I guess see you next time. Goodbye and have a nice day.